Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 3 replays for you in the brand new Tier 8 Mercenary medium tank which came out today. And yeah, so what I'm going to do briefly, as it is a brand new tank, I'm going to quickly go over the tank and then we can get into the replays where I can show you what the tank can do. And we'll talk a little bit about the tank as the videos progress. So basically this is a Mercenary medium tank, which has the Tier 7 Soviet LTG light tank chassis with the American T-69 turret. So it is essentially, you know, with this tank, we call it a medium tank, but I'm going to be honest, it's more like a light tank. The best way to describe it is it plays very similar to the Tier 8 French premium tank, the Morass, that medium tank, which is, yes, it is a medium tank, but it plays very much like a light tank. Now, the tank has a 4-shot autoloader with 240 alpha per shot, so you've got a clip potential of 960, but it has fantastic interclip reload, so you can really dump those shells pretty quickly. You've got a penetration on the standard AP round of 210, which is alright. You know, tier to tier it's good. Might struggle against some of the 10s and the 9s, but you got to think with this tank, the way you play it, that penetration seems to be okay, because you're often sort of flanking, catching people off guard, etc. You then got the AP round actually has a shell velocity of 914, which is, it's not great, but it's manageable. You do have to lead your shots. And then on the premium heat rounds, which has 280 penetration, you actually weirdly have a higher shell velocity of 1143, which is quite peculiar that the heat rounds does have the higher velocity there. But the tank has great mobility. I think I've got it to like 63 kilometers an hour top speed, so you're very mobile. It has great reverse speed. You've got 20 kilometers an hour reverse speed, and you can reverse back out of those corners really quickly. And you have fantastic, well, you have good camo. I've got the camo with my current setup, which you'll see in a minute, down to 263 concealment, and it also has amazing view range. With all this setup I've got a view range of 512, so you can outspot a lot of targets with this tank. The main flaws about the tank is it has 9 degrees of elevation, so you can find yourself in a lot of positions struggling to get the gun up, which can be a little bit awkward. And it has 8 degrees of gun depression, but that 8 degrees is not the same all the way around the tank, so it's around the sort of side when you look over the tracks, it's more like 5 or 6. So they're the main flaws, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, I mean, I really like this tank so far. For what the games I've got so far, what chance I've got to play it, so before I can get this replay out, I've really enjoyed it. But I'm sure you've heard enough of me rambling on, so let's just get into the videos then, and we can see what this tank is all about. Rightio, so here we are for the first replay on Fisherman's Bay. Now this replay is one of my more average games, but this is a tier 10 lobby, so I wanted to show you how this tank can compete in the tier 10 lobby. Now the first thing I'm going to say is on the other enemy team there is a fellow pleb, Bobby Rhino, who also does lots of YouTube videos. He's a really nice guy, so if you feel like giving that guy a follow, I will post his link in my channel, and you know, go and check out some of the videos he does. So on to the first replay then. We're going to spot initially just to see if we can spot any of the cross. There is only one enemy light tank in this game, so that will give us a good chance of trying to outspot people. And I haven't really spotted that much crossing. There's this one enemy tank destroyer which gets spotted. So I'm trying to think, you know what, I don't think there's that much actually gone to the town. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to try and push through the town quickly, just so I can get behind the enemy team. Because if you notice on the minimap now, this is where I made my decision. A lot of the enemy medium tanks have pushed down the left-hand side of the map. So I'm going to try and win this side quickly, so we can get up behind the enemy team and not waste too much time. We try and get a shot into the tank destroyer there. Unfortunately, we don't fully aim all the way and it bounces. But you can see, look, this area is not contested at all. And we're going to try and push up and round and get behind the team quickly before they completely win the other side and it leaves us with nowhere to go. I want to try and make sure we've got some map control as well. And tanks on the ridge, where you can see in the middle of the map now, our goal really is to try and get shots in them from behind. We can dump our clip where they're trying to play the ridge and make that position not safe for the enemy team. So we've seen that enemy 60 TP. That's the target I'm talking about. I can try and get into a position here and use the great speed and mobility and camo of this tank. It's why I run silent driving, because obviously it feels like you're playing a light tank, but obviously you don't have the benefit of the light tank of not losing your concealment on the move. So that's why I run the silent driving on my crew setup. And here we go. Unfortunately, we only had 3 shots. It's a shame we didn't force our reload, but we dumped those 3 shots straight into the rear of that enemy 60 TP. We do swap to the heat shells now. That's mainly because if that 60 TP turns frontally to us, we're going to really struggle to pen that with 210 penetration. But right now, you're seeing the beauty of the view range. I'm using that bush to try and keep myself spotted and spot the enemy team. Unfortunately, I do get detected, but because of the such low profile of this tank, I don't have to drive far to get to it safe. I can basically just go in that little dip, and none of the tanks actually have any shots at me because I'm so low profile. 60 TP gets spotted again. We're going to try and dump our clip. We get 1 shot in. We are detected, but we're not targeted. So we are spotted, but not targeted. Unfortunately, I didn't quite expect that medium to come behind me. No fault of his own. I just wasn't paying attention, and I crashed into him. But I'm going to try and get a couple of shots into 60 TP. We'll get 1 shot in. We can try and get the final shot in, and he jinxed us, and we missed a kill shot, which is a shame because we could have finished off that tier 10 tank then. But not to worry, back on reload. But while we're on reload, we don't want to be doing nothing. We want to be trying to spot the enemy team. So we're pushing up to try and keep stuff detected in that hope that our friendly team will shoot them, because we are actually losing this game. It's a shame I didn't finish off that 60 TP, because that 60 TP killed the chieftain on our team. As I would have killed him earlier, that chieftain would have still been alive. So that is, sorry about that chieftain. But I do kill him now, and now I'm targeted. So I'm going to duck straight back into this little dip, and I'm just playing this position, just trying to keep tanks spotted, which are in the side, so they can't shoot our team without being detected. That's my plan. I want them to be lit at all times. That will give me a good opportunity to get assistance. I already picked up 1,600 assistance and 1,500 damage. Get detected again, but again, I'm just going to get straight into this little dip, and then they won't be able to shoot me because of the low profile of this tank. You can see this is the reason I'm reversing up to that ridge as well, because that way, if I do get detected, it's quicker for me to get safe. So that's something you should always do when you're playing tanks like this, is make sure, just think of your escape. If you get into a position, just think, how am I going to get out of this position if I do get detected? So that was my plan. I'm just going to try and just keep these tanks spotted. I don't really see the benefit of moving right now because I'm keeping, I'm in a good position. His enemy leopard gets shot, detected, sorry, and now we just dump our clip into this tank. We actually managed to get all 4 shots into there, putting us on 2,300 damage. Unfortunately, our friendly medium dies, and we have to try and get out of the way. But it has at least leaving us a good wreck here, which is also going to give us a bit of cover, which we can potentially use. And thankfully, there is a gap to get behind him, so I don't have to go wide. So I'm pulling back now. It's still a very, very close game, and we're kind of scattered across the map. I'm trying to spot the targets, but I do get detected there. Again, something's out-spotted me. I suspect that it is the enemy light tank in the bush. Enemy leopard gets detected. I want to see if we can get some shots in that. Try and lead it. We managed to get a nice kill shot on the enemy leopard PTA there, putting us onto 2 kills, 2,400 damage and 1,600 assistance. We know there's probably at least 3 tanks on the other side. Now that enemy light tank does get detected, and we managed to get that shot in. You see we are still loading the heat shells here, mainly because we don't want to waste time reloading, and there is a heavy armour tanks there. As well as the fact that it's weird that the shell velocity on those heat rounds is so much better than the shell velocity on the AP rounds, and that helps me hit targets on the move. You don't have to lead the shots so well. Also, tanks like this, which are kind of like ducking in, ducking out, gives me a quicker chance of getting the shot round into them. Spot that enemy tank destroyer there, and he gets taken out, giving us a lot of assistance. We pick up pretty much his whole health there in assistance, putting us onto about 3,000 assistance now. So having a decent game, because it's a bottom tier lobby. I'm not spotting these targets at the moment. Now I'm kind of going for a risky play, but I get detected the second I did it, and unfortunately that has cost us some damage. We're now just trying to get safe and praying we don't get shot here. We do spot a few more targets for it though, and we start to pick up a little bit more assistance, but we're getting back into our position, and now we are safe. and we're just going to wait again, you know, and then suddenly, you know, this is looking more favourable. We've kind of gone from a losing position into a winning position. Now there's only 3 tanks left. A lot of our tanks are still moving up, so they're not going to have shots at the target's eye spot, but their friendly tortoise, who's in the middle of the map, will have you know, shots if they overpeak, and that's what I'm kind of relying on. But as our friendly team make the advance, I want to now try and get underneath their ridge, because if I get underneath the ridge, the only way they can kill me is by overpeaking, overextending, which will then give me an opportunity to get shots in. Unfortunately, I do eat a shot, but that tank dies for it. And I want to just try and get up underneath this ridge so I can keep these tanks spotted, force them to try and get shots into me. I wasn't expecting that medium tank to be aiming at me, so a heavy tank, and that does put me on a one shot, which is not ideal, but I just have to be a bit more careful now. So I am a one shot, but like I say, if someone wants to kill me here, they're going to have, I'm going to make them come over, you know, make them come over, and if they come over, then they're going to get shot by our friendly tanks in the middle. So just looking to try and dump these 2 clips. I mean, this game, it feels like it's 1 at the moment. Trying to get a shot there into that heavy tank, we do. Putting them onto one shot, and it looks like this tank is going to full send us, and this is not ideal. We're probably, at this point, we're thinking, oh, we're going to die. Let's just get one shot in. And unfortunately, thankfully for us, he misses us, and he doesn't ram us enough to kill us, and then he gets behind, it gets shut down by our tortoise. Pretty much brings us into the game. We're just going to see if we can get our final shot in there to try and get a 3rd kill. Will be nice, but we're waiting for this reload to come in. I suspect he's going to die before we get our shots in. We're waiting, we're thinking we're going to get it, and then he gets shut down by a friendly light tank. And that brings us into replay number 1. But we still got 2 more replays to come, so let's just see how we got on there. 2 kills, we get about 3,500 damage, 3,500 assistance. Only the 2nd class, like I say, is one of my more average games, but a decent game for being a bottom tier tank. So now let's just move on to the next replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Swamp. This time we are heavily top tier. There's 1 enemy light tank and 1 enemy fun police. And this year we're going to push over to try and spot the cross quickly. See if we can get any punishing shots or some assistance on the cross. Now, to be honest with you, I don't actually mind playing this tank when you're bottom tier against the tier 10s, just because you've got that flexibility of your movement and you can spot tanks. So it's not really the end of the world. But when it is top tier, it can also be devastating, because you can just dump those clips and you can outspot the targets, and it's really nice tank. We're going to try and get into position. We do spot the cross here. Now, we're hoping that our friendly team are going to punish him, but I think we spotted them quite early. I don't know what punish we're going to have. Now, I probably shouldn't take this shot, if I'm honest, but I didn't want the Ragnarok to get their full health, so we do dump 2 shots into him, because that was the Ragnarok as a tier 8 tank is a dangerous tank, and we wanted to at least try and punish him somewhat, and I didn't feel our friendly tanks would be able to get the shots in time. So we're going to try and push around to see if we can deal with this light tank, get a couple of shots in. I've got to be careful though, because the enemy tanks are climbing the other side. I don't want to get clipped out by a Ragnarok, because obviously the Ragnarok can dump his clips incredibly quickly. And we're just looking to see if we can get 1 shot in here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, and I'm thinking, no, I don't really like this anymore. So I'm just going to, get out of here, get on a reload. I'm going to try and find a different angle to get the shots in, to try and help our tank teams out. We've got a team now pushing up this side, and I'm thinking if they push up, I'll just go behind them and try and get the shots in while they're distracted. Time we get round, we should be reloaded. I don't really feel like you're waiting that long in this reload. 21 seconds feels like you're still in the game, especially when you can spot stuff when you're off your reload. You just don't feel useless when you're off your reload. We're going to go for this enemy light tank. We set him on fire, which is great, and then we're able to pretty much kill him in 2 shots there. Unfortunately, we get shot by this enemy Victoria. We try and snap one in. Now, this is a bit risky. We get a bit greedy here, trying to get another shot into him. Unfortunately, the slow shell velocity of the AP round means we don't, we only manage to track him in place, not get a penetration shot. But yeah, it's not too bad. Okay start to the game. We've only lost a little bit of hit points, taken out a light tank, and we've got a kill. So decent start to the game. Now, looking at the mini map, trying to see out where the majority of the tanks are. I know there's about 2 battling up the top there. I don't quite know what's covering those tanks, so we're just going to try and see if we can spot that. If there's nothing there, I might be able to come behind these tanks and actually get some shots in and try and deal with them that way. And that's kind of my plan right now. So we're moving around, we're seeing we haven't really spotted anything yet. There could be some, there was an enemy Victoria, but I think he's backed down a little bit. And I'm thinking I sense an opportunity to get the shots in from behind. So I'm trying to do this unlit, and we're just going to go back as far as we can. We aren't getting detected. We managed to pick up a kill on one of the tanks. We're going to try and help our friendly team out and just, this tank's, in the world of bother when I'm behind him. We do spot the enemy front police, but we're just going to try and finish off this tank, and we do. We get detected for it, but we've cleared the path. Looks like there's an enemy tank destroyer going across the middle. Obviously, that tank, and we do manage to blind fire that shot there. And now we're just going to try and come around and see if we can get any shots into this TD. So, on reload, like I say, got a little bit left. I'm thinking, this game feels pretty much done to me now. It's about how much can we get out of this game. Can we get behind this enemy tank destroyer and just dump the rain of our clips in? We should be able to finish them off maybe in one clip if we get them all in. So as we come around here, we get one shot in. Now this is stupid. I auto-aimed, like a bot there, and I just wasted an opportunity to get a kill there because I could have finished this tank off. But you see my auto-aim, I bounced the shot. Just pure laziness, really. I should have just aimed that shot. And now I've got the 20-second reload, so I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to get the kill. But he's then, unfortunately, kind of farming the health of our friendly medium tank who's struggling to pen this tank. And I want to help him, but I am almost reloaded, so I'm going to try and come around and get the kill. And we do get that kill, picking up our 4th kill of the game. Putting us on around about 3,000 damage with only 4 enemy tanks remaining. We're going to go and try and finish off this Victoria now, which we were shooting earlier. See if we can try and get an extra 5th kill out of this game. We get 1 shot in, we get 2 shot in, and unfortunately gets taken out before we're able to pick up the final kill shot. Back on reload, only 2 tanks remaining. This game is done now. I'm not too sure how health the enemy medium tank was, and he's actually full health, and it's a general who can clip us out, and I need to try and avoid. If he misses 1 shot, then I'm going to be able to survive unless I get set on fire. He does miss 1 shot. I think he's actually dumped his clip by the looks of it, so I'm just going to try and make sure I hit all my shots. I set him on fire for the last shot, and I manage to get the kill? I actually pick up the kill, so we did well there to pick up all his hit points. And there's 1 enemy tank remaining. It's the enemy fun police. We're going to see if we can get any more shots. We're going to just try and spot him, so if we don't get our shots in the time, we might pick up some assistance. He missed his shot, so we're just going to sit there, dump our clip, and see if we can get the top gun. But we don't get the top gun, but we do manage to pick up 1 more shot of damage. And that brings us then to replay number 2. So we get 5 kills, just shy of 5,000 damage and 300 assistance. We get the high caliber, only the 1st class, so just shy of 2,000 base XP. And yeah, that's it for replay number 2. But 1 final replay coming up. Okay, so here we are for replay number 3. And yeah, we saved the best for last. We do go on to have a little bit of a crazy game. It's not the biggest game I'm ever going to have in this tank. I know I'm going to have some really big games, but it's just a little bit mental. And it's just probably easier just to get onto it. We can see what happens. So initially, we're going to go and try and spot the 1 line because we have fantastic view range. And I'm wondering if we can get into the bush at the start and in the sort of middle of the map and try and spot the tanks out. They do have a lot of light tanks, which can make this a little bit awkward, but we're going to try and head there. And now yeah, okay, sorry light tank, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, that happens. So moving on, we get into the bush. Unfortunately, we get detected before we're able to get into the bush, and now we need to try and dodge and get out of there. Thankfully, in the Halloween mode, you've got that big building there, which you can use to try and, that sort of haunted house, to try and keep yourself protected from the enemy shots. But I am, I'm starting to think, I don't know how much targets is exactly down the 1 line, but we get 1 shot there into that enemy A3. That's a little bit of the problem with the gun elevation. When you're like that, bit like the Barras, you can struggle to get your gun up to get the shots in. So yeah, it is a bit of a struggle, but we're going to try and move forward and get into this bush now and just see if we can spot any targets, with that big view range we have. And we're not spotting a lot of targets down the 1 line, and I'm kind of thinking, what, is the 1 line clear? Have the other enemy team all sort of gone to the hill on the other side? So I'm going to go and try and push this out because our buggy hasn't spotted anything going down. It is possible to right at the back of the map. We get detected going in, which is this enemy Lycan. I think this Lycan is going to be octopolled by our buggy. Looks like it's dumping this clip, and I still haven't detected anything. There's a lot of these medium tanks in the middle, but I thought if I can get down the end, I can then just go and get shots into them. But unfortunately, there is target down the one line, and at this point, I'm thinking, this is not good. I'm going to dump my clip and try and escape, but it's not a good situation for me. The Barras has come around and dumped 2 shots into me. I'm getting shot, by everywhere now. I'm thinking I'm probably over. I think I've made a mistake, and I'm probably dead. But I'm going to try and get out of there anyway. We managed to get behind the haunted house, and we're going to try and use this as a bit of cover to try and lose our spot here, because the enemy fun police is looking to shoot us. If his Skoda pokes get shots in, he might get shot by our friendly team. But now we've lost our spot, it's time to get out of there, because that, we almost lost our tank there. It was not ideal at all, and I don't think I can really play that side because my team aren't pushed up enough to get shots. I'm going to try and just play the middle and see what we can do from there. We are quite low profile, so I do take the risk of going over there just because it doesn't take long for us to get out of cover because of how low profile this tank is. So we've noticed there's a lot of tanks on the hill on the other side, and they're crossing to come over. So I'm seeing if I can get into position to punish that before the window of opportunity escapes us and we're not able to get any shots into them. I'm just going to see if I get an opportunity to dump my mag in, because this tank's not the best at playing the ridge lines like that, but I want to see if we can dump our mag on anything crossing to help out our teammate. We go for a shot on the enemy Victoria. We do get detected for it, which is not good because we are kind of putting ourselves in a risky position. I had the house, which I knew was limiting some of the enemy fire, but I can't stay like that in that position. And this game, we're starting to lose a little bit of control here, because once we've lost this enemy medium tank there, we've got no centre cover, and the enemy team are in the mid-ridge, so they've got the better positions on us. And now I'm left where I can't just play the ridge lines like that. There's about 5 tanks that can poke and shoot us. And I'm thinking this game's probably lost at this point, if I'm honest. We've lost all the control of the map. But I'm going to try and just do whatever I can to survive until I can't do anything. I've not really had a great game, have I? I've got 400 hit points left. I only got 800 damage and 1 kill. But we're going to keep trying. The fun police is looking to shoot us constantly. We're going to try and get under this bridge just so we can lose our detection, our spot. Try to punish the Barras. I wanted to punish the Barras just because it's a very dangerous tank. But the tanks on the other side, have pushed across off the hill. We get lucky, we bounce some shots off our turret, which can happen in this tank, because you do have the T69 turrets. You can bounce the odd shots. So now this is not looking good. We're trying to keep the vision as best I can. I need to try and kill some tanks. I want to try and kill these tanks on the left if we can have any chance of winning this game. I'm now into a 4 versus 8. And this Barras, I'm thinking, is probably going to kill us. We're going to try and just juke his shots. Thankfully, we do juke his shots. Now, we're going to reload at similar times. But I've got the enemy fun police looking at us. We're in a 3 versus 8. I'm just trying to avoid getting shot by this Barras, avoid getting shot by the fun police. I'm not in a fun position right now, and I know there's a Victoria and another tank bearing down on us. We need to kill this enemy Barras. He misses 1 shot, he misses 2 shots. We get 1 shot in there, this is not good. We've got medium tanks coming behind us. So Barras does a good job there though at taking out the Skoda and that enemy Barras, which is going to help us out a lot. But we're still in a very, very bad position. I've lost sight of the other medium tanks. I want to try and spot them. Need to kill these quickly. We can eat about 2 shots off of this Victoria. Unless he high rolls or sets us on fire. We've only got 3 shots in our chamber here, which might be enough to clip him out. But there's 2 tanks. No, this won't be enough to clip the Victoria out. Now, the other tank is a 1 shot. So we're going to swap fire and try and kill this tank. How am I not dead? Going to try and get the 1 shot out there, but we don't roll high enough to kill him. And this is now, I'm thinking this is over. I'm on a 1 shot. I probably actually can eat 1 shot off of the Victoria unless he high rolls. But I don't think I'm going to get a chance to get its reload off. I'm thinking this is probably over, but I'm just going to hang in there for as best I can. The 1 shot gets taken out. The Victoria misses his shot. Maybe we're going to get a shot to clip him out. We do eat the 1 shot, but now we can't let him reload to get another shot in. We've got to dump this clip, and we do manage to take him out there. Putting this on to 3 kills, and again, we're on 22 hit points, but we still got a dream. We're in a 1 versus 3. We just need to lose our spot and get out of there before that heavy tank spots us. Now, that heavy tank does not have the best view range. Might not have the best crew either. We're trying to take a wide route. Now, I have an opportunity to shoot him there, but I don't do it because if I get detected, that enemy fun police is probably looking in our direction, and we're on 22 hit points. So I'm just going to get out there. He's actually crossed, and now he can't spot us, and it looks like he's heading to the cap circle. But my plan is 1 minute 8 on the clock. The fact that the enemy team is sitting in the cap, that's really good for me because I know exactly where they are, and it's not like there's a lot of cover in that cap circle. So if I spot them out in the open, I might be able to outspot them and just kill them in the cap. So that's actually helped me, and that's one of the things that you should be aware of when you're playing is capping is not always the thing which is going to get you the win, because I'm in a 1 versus 3, but in that situation I knew that the heavy tank was, I know where the artillery, well, it's an artillery, but you just knew where that tank was, so you didn't have to worry about it. Unfortunately, we don't pen our shot in the heavy tank. Now, this is a bit risky because I'm not spotting the one shot in the cap. I had to get the quick reset, but this tank doesn't have the hit points. But now we do spot the enemy guardian. I just need to hit one shot. We missed that shot. Oh, now I'm thinking this game is over, but we just get that shot in the nick of time. But we do get detected for it. I'm going to try and use this wreck here as cover until we lose our spot and we can try and get out of there. But we've got the reset, so that's bought us some time now. We've got 33 seconds. The next tank which has the most capture points is the heavy tank, and the heavy tank is going to be easy for me to kill. So I just need to get the reset on this heavy tank. We've got time, so I'm just pulling back a little bit further. I don't want to get detected while we do this shot. We did see we could finish off the SCG, but he's actually behind cover. We do bounce this shot, which is not good. We bounced 2 shots, and I'm thinking, don't do this to me, game. Don't do this to me, game. And we do get the shot in. We're actually going to take him out and just get rid of this tank. We've got enough time to get the reload in. And I think the medium tank might have just got out of the cap there, but it's only like a minute left now. And now he does get out of the cap. So this is good as well because we don't have to worry about the cap pressure now. We've got lots of time. We can kill this tank in about 2 shots, maybe 3 if we get unlucky. We're just trying to use the vision. But at this point, I have not reloaded. I've only loaded 1 shell. I thought I've got 2 shells in. We can just kill him before he reacts. And unfortunately, I've just realised my mistake. I've got 1 shell in. Now, this is awkward because this could cost me the game. But I had the 2 shots in. The interclip's so good that I would have been able to get 2 shots in, even if I got detected before he turned his turret round. And unfortunately for me, I loaded 1 shell. So I'm down to my heat shells now. I've shot all my standard rounds. Thankfully, we was able to get out of there. We had that cover of that little wreck, and no harm done. But that could have been awkward. Unfortunately, I should have realised that. But now we've got the enemy artillery, and this tank is a 1-shot. So I'm feeling fairly confident. We're a 1-shot too, but on a big map like Proc, we can just abuse this view range, abuse this camera. I mean, the Guardian SCG has good camera as well, but I feel like we've got the view range to outspot them. Now we spot the enemy fun police, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to take this opportunity. The Guardian's not in a position to shoot me right now. Let's just kill this tank, and then we can just deal with the Guardian. And we don't have to worry about getting shot from above if we do get spot. So is this 1 enemy Guardian tank now to deal with? We've got 1 shot left in the chamber, and we're looking to try and pull the trigger. We just snapped that shot just in case because he does spot us. He doesn't have a shot at us now though because we're behind this ridge. And I'm playing this safe. We've still got 4 minutes on the clock. I'm not really worried about him running and hiding from us because I feel like I've got enough time to find him, basically. So I'm just going to try and, just take it slow, get in a good position where we know we can just, get the shot in. We only have to outspot him once, and then if he's caught in the open, we should be able to get the kill. Now he's coming for us here. Like I say, I'm just going to aim this shot in. If you get detected, and then the game trolls me, and I'm thinking, oh no, don't snapshot me. And thankfully, we're okay, and we get there in the end. How we managed to pick up that win, I don't know, but we get 6 kills, 4,400 damage. We're at 2,062 base XP, 1,500 assistance. It is only the first class, but 2,050 base XP is normally an ace tanker. We get the defender medal, but obviously the tank's only just come out, so it is quite high. But yeah, that is it for the replay. I mean, the Mantis, yeah, I really like it. I mean, obviously it's about 8,900 gold. Is it worth it? I mean, yeah, I think it's really good. But it's, it's kind of, do you like playing the Barras? If you like playing the Barras, you'll probably like playing this tank. That's probably the best way I can describe it. But yeah, thank you so much for your support, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!